It is said that gratefulness is the key to more. So does that mean that ungratefulness is the key to less? What are you grateful for the most this Thanksgiving?
You're watching the Bear Pantry Show.
I know it's cliche to say that I'm grateful for my health and the fact that I had food to eat and shelter, but honestly guys, those were the things I was most grateful for. And for the family who wanted to spend time with me today, and for the friends who drove from far just to have a seat at my table. Come with me over the past 2 days as I prepare for Thanksgiving 2023. The cake that you see me making here is Belizean black fruit cake, and I'm taking care of the fruits right now. And I want to show you what fruits I use. It's Paradise brand holiday fruit. This is the 32-ounce bin, and I'll put links to everything in the description so you can find the stuff at Amazon or at my YouTube store. I floured my fruits, and no, I did not soak them in any kind of alcohol like most people do, because I believe that gives the cake a bitter taste. I put the fruits in egg whites beaten to stiff peaks, and then I fold it into the batter, because this is the trick for you to have fruits floating through the entire cake from top to bottom rather than the fruits just settled on the bottom. I'm just showing you what I use here for the burnt sugar. This is Blue Mountain burnt sugar. So the batter is ready, and I'm just going to put it in this large springform pan. I believe this is the 10-inch pan. I don't want it to boil over, so I'm going to put some in a smaller springform pan. This is the 8-inch. I'm going to set it for 60 minutes, but I'm going to need more time. I'm going to check on Joe because the winds are still blowing heavily, and he has to shore up a part of our fence with an L bracket. Take a look at our Husky German Shepherd mix, Cora. She's still crazy in the wind. She gets really weird when the wind blows. Let me go back in and check on these black cakes, especially the small one, because it's a flatter cake. It should be done more quickly than the other one, but no, it's not quite done. And now the big one's done, and they're both ready. So I'm going to set them here on the dinner table to cool. I'm not sure if there's any fly in the house, but I'm going to grab my umbrellas anyways. I taped this whole video chronologically, but in the editing, I'm grouping different items together so that you can see the finished product along the way. So this is later at night, and the cakes are totally cooled, and Joe is adding some wine on the cakes. This is the only alcohol that the cakes are going to have. I don't do rum. I don't like the bitterness of the rum. And the wine that I like is Manischewitz, which is Jewish Passover wine. It's so sweet. It really adds a beautiful flavor to the cake. These are all little tricks that I've learned along the way. See the wine? We had a difficult time finding it. Now this is the best sweetened condensed milk ever. Eagle brand Borden. Joe is making breakfast for us, and he's doing an omelet. He's going to eat this tortilla. I don't really want any bread until Thanksgiving Day, so I'm just going to have the omelet. I'm going to peel the wrapping off the sweetened condensed milk and then set it into the slow cooker and add a lot of water, at least 12 or 14 cups of water, and then put it on high for 6 hours. 6 hours later, it's done. Use tongs to remove immediately and set it to cool. I need a lot of onion for Thanksgiving, so on this day, just day 1, Tuesday, November the 21st, I am going to cut up 2 large onions and dice it because I need onions for the rice and beans, the stuffing, and the potato salad. So I'm going to dice a lot of onion and just put it in the bin, seal it up, and put it in the fridge. Let's check on Joe again, and he's relaxing. I'm going to make my Belizean milk cake, but the mini version. I'm doing this for Mabel because she loves milk cake, and she always requests this when there's any type of holiday celebration. So it uses 2 eggs plus 1 egg yolk, and this is the kind of cake that you cream the butter and the sugar first, and then you add the eggs, the extract, and then you add the wet and the dry alternately to make a thick foamy batter like this. I'm putting it into greased and floured tins. These are 6x2 tins, and it's just going to be enough to fit it into these tins, and then into the oven they go. And I always set everything for 30 minutes because I want to come back and check, but I already know it's going to need more time. So here we go. We need another 10 minutes because they're still white in color. When they're done, I'm going to cool them completely on the wire cooling rack and then wrap them in plastic wrap. I never say saran wrap because I don't use the brand Saran, but you know what I mean. So now I'm making some simple syrup, and this is equal parts granulated white sugar and water. Don't put any utensils in it at all, just swirl it and put it on the fire and then bring it to a boil. Okay, it takes a couple minutes. After it comes to a boil, swirl it again and then put the timer on for exactly 1 minute. Joe is outside building a swing set for me. After 1 minute, just shut the fire off and your simple syrup is ready. The reason why we need this is because we want to add some moisture to the cake because the cake is made 2 days in advance, and these type of cakes tend to dry out when it's been sitting for too long. Let me grab a pretty plate from Pioneer Woman. You know, she's been dragged up and down the streets lately on TikTok because I think some people are very annoyed with how much land she owns wherever she lives, I think in Tennessee or something. So I'm asking Jada, should I cut the 2 layer of cakes into 2 to make 4 layers? And she said yes. And I said, wow. And she said, when? And I said, how about right now? That's a country and western song the kids used to love when they were little. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut the cake in 2. Meanwhile, I want to share some wisdom keys with you guys. Number 1, your future is determined by who sees you. Number 2, never stay in an environment that magnifies your weakness. Number 3, hospitality is a ministry of comfort. That's what I do best. I know how to be very hospitable. Whenever people come to my home, they feel the warmth of the home, the warmth of the family, and they don't ever want to leave. Number 4, God hides extraordinary secrets in ordinary moments. So pay attention to your surroundings. Those comfortable with your weakness is making it easier for you to fail. That's number 5. Think about it. Those comfortable with your weakness is making it easier for you to fail. Number 6, every friendship feeds your future or your weakness. Number 7, everything you possess is a seed for something you potentially desire. Number 8, something you are doing decides what you are experiencing. Number 9, your future is hidden in your daily routine. And number 10, stop doing what you can do and start doing what others cannot. Look at this cake. You see every layer has moisture. I put the milk on it, and I'm using this tool that you're supposed to serve ham with to go ahead and make a design. Everything that you possess is something that you can use. Let's do the top. Isn't this gorgeous? My own unique design on every cake. This is what I do. Now I'm taking care of the bread so we can do the stuffing, and I have a video on that I put up recently, so I'm not going to go over that again. Now I'm going to make another cake, and you can see in front of me I have carrots, so it's going to be carrot cake. My daughter-in-law Esther asked for a carrot cake, and I'm going to make her a personal carrot cake, a 4x2. Just adding my spices. I use coconut milk rather than buttermilk, and the secret ingredient is pineapple, crushed pineapples. And this is fresh pineapple that I blended, okay? And the carrots, of course. And you can just go to that magnifying glass at my page if you don't see anything up in the cards, and put in carrot cake, and you'll find many videos of me doing this carrot cake. Look, stay to the end and you're going to see how I decorate that cake. Now I'm making another cake because my sweet hubby, Joe, who's sitting right next to me right now, got jealous, and he said, I'm not going to get a special cake, but everybody else does. And I said, okay, boo, I got you. I'm going to make you your favorite lemon pudding bun cake, but in the mini form, 6x2. See? Now Joe is checking in on me because at the end of day 1, I had a YouTube meeting. This is about 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. Day 2, November 22nd, 2023. Look at my apron, guys. This was the way I wore it yesterday. See, it has a pocket and everything. Now I'm going to turn it around and wear it this way. Why? Because I can. And I wanted to show you guys that we make our own aprons and we make them double-sided. Or like some of my friends say, they're two-faced. They're two-faced. So I'm going to make pies today. Pies, guys. So the lemon pie that I'm going to make uses cake flour, caster sugar, which I make from scratch by blending regular sugar for a little bit, just a little bit, salt, 3.5 tablespoons of cold butter, and this batch that I bought from Costco came in 4 sticks to the box instead of 1 slab, so it shows you tablespoons, yes. So 3.5 tablespoons is a little bit less than a half of the stick, and I'm grating it. Why? Because it makes it easier to pinch it into the flour. It uses an egg and just one drop of lemon juice. And all I have to do is add the egg, work it in. This is going to be a soft, sticky dough, and it's going to be the kind that you can fraisier, meaning you press it out, press it forward, see? Press it out like that and bring it back. Press it out and bring it back. When it comes to pie dough, all I do is put it in some parchment and put it in the fridge for at least 15 minutes, possibly longer, but at least 15 minutes. Okay? And then roll it out to about 1/8 of an inch thick. Put it in a grease pie dish. Cut off the excess. And then blind bake. I just did a video on this too for the pumpkin pie. I'm going to put some rice. I'm asking my kids for stuff like baking beads and baking pans and stuff this Christmas. So I'm beating the egg whites to stiff peaks for the lemon pie, and then I had a faux pas. Joe bought this cheap milk right here. And when I add the condensed milk to the egg yolks and then I add the appropriate amount of lemon juice, my custard became very thin, and I knew that this was not going to bake well for the lemon pie. So Joe went back to the store and got me the great brand, Eagle brand. They're not sponsoring the show, you know, but this is the best milk you can use for desserts. And I'm adding my lemon juice, and see how thick the custard is compared to this thin custard. I'm just going to toss this. I tried to cook it, but the egg started to cook like scrambled egg. And I'm blind baking the pie dough, and then put the filling and the egg white. You can see the egg white was separating because it was sitting there while Joe went to the store. So I blended my Oreo cookies. I removed the cream and just put it in the food processor, and then I'm adding melted butter. This is for the cheesecake. Jory likes this for the base for the cheesecake. It needed more melted butter. So this is pretty good, and I will link this Spurtle Myrtle right here down below if it's still available at Amazon. I'm trying this dish first, but I feel like it's going to be too small for what I want to do. But I'm just testing. And yeah, it's too small, it's too shallow, so I'm going to switch out to Pioneer Woman again and squish it with my hamburger squisher. Baked it for 10 minutes. And now I'm going to make the filling, which is just cream cheese, sweetened condensed milk, and lemon juice. Very simple, 3 ingredients. I got this recipe years ago from a can of condensed milk, if you can believe that. Since then, I see a lot of people make it and claim it as their own. But it's not theirs. It was on the Eagle brand of condensed milk many years ago in the 1990s. I'm adding the lemon juice that Joe squeezed. Joe squeezed a bunch of lemons for me to do all these desserts. And the reason I strained it is because the pulp was still in it. I'm going to add my custard into the baked pie shell, and I'm going to put this on the fridge for at least 3 hours, but it's going to be overnight. I've made the potato salad. I've stuffed the turkey, and I've sutured it shut because I want the stuffing to be very moist. And I'm actually going to make a top to wear for Thanksgiving. Joe is helping me, of course, doing the sewing. It's going to be a cute top, guys. I'm ironing out my seams. I'm really good at making these off-the-shoulder shirts. Now I'm showing Joe that I want top sew. Now it's Thanksgiving Day and my family has arrived early. Esther, Mabel, and Jory, because Esther has to go to work for 1 o'clock. So they're eating at 11 o'clock, guys. We don't play over here. So look, they're enjoying all the desserts, all the mini desserts. I don't have the cold things out like the cheesecake and the tres leches cake. I didn't even show you that I made a tres leches cake. But here's a picture of all the desserts that we had on my beautiful sideboards that Joe made. And then this is Esther's cake. Now, my second wave of guests have arrived. This is Gary, my friend that I met through doing YouTube. He's Belizean. His wife is Mashawn. And Gary has been my website designer for at least 3 years. I'm showing them the studio, but Cora will not let them in because it's her room. So we don't dare enter because it's Cora's domain. So we're talking outside the room. And Gary is excitingly showing his wife Mashawn everything that Joe built. This is the house that Joe built. And then I'm showing off my beautiful Christmas tree. And this is a picture of all of us. And my last guest of the evening has arrived. Yes, guys, my friend and YouTuber, Troy's TV, came to spend Thanksgiving with me. So this is the Friday after Thanksgiving, which is officially Black Friday. And what did Joe spend the day doing? Making me a swing. Well, assembling the swing. And he had to fix parts because Jory bought this swing and it came with parts that were missing. And so Amazon sent him a new one and told him to keep this one for parts. So then he gave it to us. That's what Joe was loading in the back of the truck with Jory the other day. And Joe fixed it. Joe, you're the Joe of all trades. Yesterday this was the front of the shirt. And now today I swung it around. And I'm wearing the back in the front. When's this sweet girl? Cora, you coming? You coming, baby girl? Come on. Come on.
This is the Beth and Tree Show.